1226 on Behind the News on hanradio.com. I'm Kate Chaplinsky in the Ridgefield studio today with John Kovach and Josh Fisher. And we're now joined by Ridgefield Police Captain Jeff Kreitz and Sergeant Jeff Rains. We're so happy to have you guys here today, even though we're talking about something that's a sad story. Captain Kreitz, you wrote a really nice piece that ran in the Ridgefield Press this week about your K9 Zeus, who's retired. Can you tell us a little bit about what's happening with Zeus?
Yeah, first off, thanks for having us here. On Wednesday, next Wednesday, April 15th, we're going to do what we call Zeus's final ride. It's going to start at 4:45 in the afternoon. We're going to leave police headquarters, go up Governor Street, take a right onto Main Street, all the way down 35, and then take a left onto Route 7, ending at Ridgefield Veterinary Hospital. A tribute to him and all that he's done for our department, our agency, and our officers and the community over the years. And we kind of want to market him and invite the community out too.
Yeah, I like that. You're asking people, if they want to line Main Street to kind of be part of it. I mean, I think that's really nice.
Yeah, the community feedback that we've gotten since the story went out on our Facebook and through the papers, we've gotten over 28,000 post reads on our Facebook for the story. Over 400 comments, all positive, all addressing our K9 Officer Murray and Zeus.
I mean, Zeus was such a real part of the community, and Jeff and I grew up together here in Ridgefield, and we didn't have a K9 then when we were kids, right? But I remember I was working here in this building on Bailey Avenue in '06 when Zeus joined the force, and used to see him around town, and it was a kind of an exciting thing. It was another way, I think, for kids to connect with the police department.
Absolutely.
to see him. And how did it change the policing at the department?
Well, Zeus is a cross-trained dog in narcotics detection and also searching, building article searches, searching for missing people. So it's a tool that we used quite frequently. Plus, he did hundreds of K9 demonstrations for our DARE program, for any public events, and I think the community really got connected with him. And
I think when we were talking about it earlier this week, someone mentioned it's like your most perfect officer because the kids love him and the criminals are scared of him, and you know what I mean. And
Don
and
had
loyal.
that. Don Eng had that description, and it absolutely was perfect.
Yeah. Oh.
He's your strongest. He's your fastest. The criminals are scared of him.
Yeah.
And he lives with you, and he'll do anything for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And earlier, I mistakenly identified Sergeant Rains as the K9 handler, and that's not true, right? Who is the K9 handler?
K9 handler's Officer Sean Murray. There's a lot of times because we look alike and we're about the same size that I do get confused for Sean. A lot of people say, "Hey, how's the dog?"
So he's used to it.
So are you accusing me of police officer profiling?
Yeah. Oh boy.
There we go.
Knew that was coming.
So, and a lot of people don't know this, I think, though, but, the K9 lives with the officer, right?
Yep.
They're together 24/7. They take their days off together.
Yeah, how does that work? I mean, what's that relationship like?
Well, the bond between the officer and the dog is it's like a child, but we jokingly say, but it's true. He spends more time with his dog than with his family, at home, at work. The bond is incredible. Plus, the dog is responsible for protecting his life and the life of the other officers on the road.
Right.
So,
I mean, I know that Zeus retired last May. I mean, and he has this degenerative hip disorder. I mean, what kind of let you guys know he was ready to,
Well, in talking to Sean, he can't stand up. The dog, his quality of life has greatly declined since his retirement, and there's been a couple comments that I've seen where people don't seem very favorable about us having to put him down, but trust me, it was.
If he can't stand up anymore,
if they're in pain,
there's a lot behind it, and Sean made the most unselfish decision after consulting, obviously, with a veterinarian to do this, and in the best interest of his dog.
And any of us who have ever had to put a dog down know what a tough decision it is to do, but also it's there's something to be said that you can't have a dog sitting there suffering, and it gives them some dignity too. I think, to go out and predict. I mean, that's obviously what the Ridgefield police have planned for Zeus, who certainly deserves it. As you noted in your article, responsible for over 250 narcotics arrests, conducted over 50 tracks for missing and wanted individuals, located 6 individuals that were in life-threatening situations, and located 6 suspects that had fled the scenes of crimes. That's a good career for an officer, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a good career for a department.
And so since Zeus retired, has there been another K9 that's taken his place?
Yeah, we have a new K9 who's already on the road, and with Officer Murray, and his name is Loki. He already made the headlines his first week on the road by capturing somebody who took off on foot from Lewisboro Police Department and New York County Police in town here.
The guy from Miami?
Was the one that hit in the snowbank?
That's it.
Oh.
That's it.
We discussed that story in depth.
Yeah, we did.
The guy from Miami hiding in a snowbank.
Yep. so he made the headlines already.
Yeah.
Good for
He's got
Loki.
some tough footsteps to follow, but he's doing it.
What goes into choosing the officer who is the handler? Because it's such a specialized skill set.
Well, Officer Murray put together. We had a K9 program years ago, before I even remember, way before I was here. And then it went away for a little bit, funding and stuff like that. But Officer Murray in 2005 and 6 put together the program, got funding, because our K9 program is privately funded.
Wow.
So he put together everything. It takes a tremendous amount of dedication. Being a police officer in general takes a lot, because we're working holidays, weekends, nights. But with the K9 officer, you have to train with the dog every day. You're with the dog all the time. You're getting called out more frequently. So he put it together and took it from there. And did a nice job.
Years ago, when I was a kid, I used to hunt and fish with a guy. He ended up being the chief of the department down there, and he's gone way too young. But he was the K9 officer for a while, and he would take the dog over. Boy, man, if he stopped to tell you did not get too close to the vehicle.
Yeah.
And my mother saw him the first time. So, oh, look, don't put your hand here to go.
If you'll notice, all K9 vehicles are marked, too. Caution
They
K9.
are
and
marked.
that's
Yes,
the
they
reason.
are.
That's the reason.
They are protective.
Yep.
But it really is a specialized set. And then they go, unlike most partnerships with officers, they go through the training together, which you don't see. You might do your training, and the guy you're with might have done it 10, 15, 20 years after you. These guys go in and out of the academy the same time with the dog.
Well, yeah.
Well, the dog training, not the academy. I misspoke.
The dog training. Yep.
Wow. It's just incredible. I mean, so tell us again when this ride's going to happen, what time, and how people can kind of be involved.
It's Wednesday, April 15th. We're leaving police headquarters at 4:45 p.m. in the afternoon there. We're going to go up Governor Street, take a right northbound on Main Street, follow 35 all the way down to Route 7, take a left north on 7, and end at Ridgefield Veterinary Hospital. And we're asking people to, if they would, line up on Main Street on the sidewalks, obviously for safety reasons, and give a final salute. I think we're going to have a pretty good turnout. I spoke with the Boys and Girls Club yesterday, and they're planning on having the kids make some signs and stand out there for him.
Is he going to be in a police cruiser?
He's going to be in a cruiser, yep,
Yeah.
in the cruiser that he rode with, 26RI. It'll be clearly marked. You'll
my
see
goodness.
it. So
That's such a beautiful way. to
Breaking
say
my heart.
goodbye,
It
though.
really,
is.
it's
I know.
beautiful, but it's breaking my heart.
yeah, it's a tough one, definitely, for all of us. And
Yeah.
Sergeant Rage, what's been the mood like at the department?
It's a very emotional time right now. It hits everybody really hard. Zeus is a brother officer.
Right.
Once again, he went into buildings when we couldn't go in first. He went into cars. He did a lot of things that we weren't able to do as humans until the dog went in and cleared the scene. And like I said, it's emotional day by day leading up to the 15th. It's going to be a really hard day to get through. And, he would have laid down his life for any one of us, and I think we would have all done the same. So
Do you have a favorite memory of Zeus's time on the
Oh,
force?
yeah, that's a good question.
probably, I don't know. I mean, there was so many times that just when he's doing an assist or he's doing a search of a car, just his reaction when he finds something or knows something, how he sits and alerts Officer Murray, it's an amazing feeling, like when he's walking around a car and then all of a sudden he'll stop and kind of like look at Sean
you.
like, here it
Right
is.
here.
So it's just,
Right here,
it's
boss.
always a good feeling. So that and always assisting finding missing people was
Right.
good.
That's amazing.
How about
That's
you, Jeff?
amazing.
Well, you know, I was talking actually to Jeff about this before. One thing we missed is he knew when Sean was getting called on the radio. And you would hear him in the background if anyone listens to the scanner or the radio, and you would hear him, you know, in the background knowing that he was going to do some work. And my sound effects aren't the best, I know. But,
That's perfect.
If you're looking for another job, we can use it.
Yeah, seriously.
but you know, we missed it already since he retired on the hearing him on the air, because he would talk over Sean sometimes.
That is amazing. Oh my gosh.
Now I gotta. When they do the demos, there's generally somebody in the suit that gets taken down. Either of you ever been in the suit?
I have not.
I have.
Yes.
You're talking about the big gigantic.
I've always, it's always intrigued me.
Yeah.
What's
if
that?
you guys are looking for a volunteer,
I'll do it. I'll do
It's
it. I got
exciting.
I would pay, and I think Kate would chip in too, and a lot of other people here would pay to watch. Loki,
John
is that the
get
new
mauled.
dog?
Loki, yep,
Take,
Loki's the new
take
dog.
down
I got
Kovac over there.
I got tased for a story. I'll go and take as long as I'm in the suit.
Can we try it without the suit?
It's a little fearful and it's a little exciting. at
I'm
the same
sure.
time.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure it's a
bet,
little of
yeah.
both.
Yeah.
I'm
I hope
sure
this thing works.
instinct.
That's what I'd be thinking.
Yeah, I'm sure instinct kicks in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I think Jeff, you just wrote it was such a touching piece, and as soon as we saw it in the Ridgefield Press on Thursday, we're like, we gotta see if we can get Captain Kreitz to come in here and talk to us about it. We've run into you in town as we've done the show, which has been always nice to see. Jeff, you do a great job on the force, and
Thank you.
You know,
yeah,
I remember,
love the Ridgefield
you know,
PD. Used to work,
Sergeant
miss
Raids.
working
I used
with
to
you
work
guys.
at Ridgefield Photoshop, which is directly up there on Bailey Avenue. And when he was in training, he'd be there running the traffic lights.
Yeah.
You know, we'd be chatting, and you know, look where we are now.
Yeah.
We've come a long way. Yeah.
We turned out all right, right?
Well, you did.
And I suggest people check out the Ridgefield Police Department Facebook page, because you guys have a lot of nice stuff up there right now about Zeus, and it's great to see what people are saying about that and commenting on it. It's really nice. It's kind of a positive thing, bringing a positive, you know, sad but, you know, bittersweet thing that's bringing the community together.
Yeah, if I would just, I want to comment too, because like I said, it was privately funded over all these years. So there's just a couple people. Sean actually asked me. First off, Sean asked me to say a couple words and just thank the community for all the support and everything. You know, the phone calls and the messages. It means a lot to him because he's really going through a tough time. But also Larry Bossity, Ridgefield Pet, and Ridgefield Veterinary Hospital for taking care of him all these years. So
That's great. Guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for
It's been
having us.
Really great to talk about, and we hope to have you on in the future. Hopefully something not as sad.
Absolutely. We'll definitely come back.
All right. Well, we're coming up on 12:38 on Behind the News. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more after this.